Hello mouses! Apologies for not doing a video for the last couple of days. I have been incredibly busy and a lot of the time I've been out of the office, so we haven't really had a chance. But I'm back now and I want to talk about some interesting things that have been coming up in the news. The first thing I want to talk about is this card that came out from Asda, which is incredibly transphobic. It's basically glorifying the fact that trans people get shouted at and attacked in the street. It's two cavemen being cavemen, shouting about a trans person. Basically, the trans person happens to be a dinosaur, but the fact is they've used an obnoxious stereotype, which is usually false, in fact, as most stereotypes are, and they've used it to take the piss out of trans people. Now, a lot of people will be looking at this and going, "Oh, just take a joke, man. It's not meant to attack. It's just funny." It's not funny. It is meant to attack. This is the problem. It legitimizes the fact that people shout at trans people in the street. It reinforces the idea that we're something to be mocked. And of course, we're not. The fact is that anyone who has been shouted at or attacked or had people stop them in the street and then shout at them and attack them, I've been in that situation myself. Not for long. The person who attacked me got punched in the face and some of their teeth broken because I have a right to defend myself against people who attack me. And let's face it, if you attack someone who used to do tournament martial arts as a hobby, then you're going to get a lot more than you expected. But that's beside the point. The fact is that this is the kind of thing that reinforces the idea that it's alright to shout at trans people in the street. It's alright to go and attack people for being different. That's fine. See, even these cards that are clearly designed with kids in mind, they say it's alright, so it must be alright. That's what we're actually going against. The fact is that the card should never have got onto the shelves, and it did. So when this information came to light and people asked Asda what the hell they thought they were doing, Asda responded with, "Oh, we pulled it. We have a commitment to diversity and we pulled it in July." Yeah, really? Well, if you have that much of a commitment to diversity, how did it get on the shelves in the first place? Why did it need to be pulled? Why was it ever given the go-ahead in the first place? It's ridiculous. It should never have gotten to the shelves, but it did, and Asda didn't even bother to apologise. Okay, that's all I want to talk about for that one, because it is ridiculous. It should never have got onto the shelves, and it's one of the most offensive things that I've seen since we had that ridiculous 4 newspaper running transphobic cartoons. But let's move on to something else. Apparently there's a make of video camera that's used for baby monitors that is made by Foxcam, but it could be any because they all have the same sort of problem. And that problem is hackers can get into it. Apparently there are websites all around that say, here's a list of cameras and this is the location that they appear to be in. A kid's bedroom, some kind of daycare. They're all baby monitors but they've got cameras in it, so guess who's looking? Because it's not just the parents. Paedophilia aside, this one went even further than that. Apparently a hacker decided it was a good idea to shout abuse at the child through the baby monitor. So this person has gone out of their way to get access to something they shouldn't have access to, and then they've been even more of a dick by using a microphone and shouting abuse at a child. Well done on getting to the lowest of the low. Hand in your humanity card. You don't deserve it. Now this is the thing I want to say to people who use internet-based baby monitors and webcams and things like that. Remember that anything that's online can be hacked. There isn't a security protocol in the world that some determined prick can't get around. And bear in mind that it's not just you that's watching. Anyone who manages to sit there long enough to hack some security protocol, which will be very, very easy for anyone who knows what they're doing, can watch as well. So just bear that in mind, especially if you're leaving a video camera in your child's bedroom all the time. And just take a few precautions. Turn it off every now and again. And actually put in all of the firmware upgrades that you're supposed to. Because that way, at least you're at the forefront of the security. You're not going to keep out everyone, but you are going to keep out the ones that are a bit slower to progress. Okay, final thing that I want to talk about is the fact that Red Bull are now suing a brewery because they think that this brewery's name, which includes the word red, is a bit too similar to theirs. Now, any company that has trademarked their name is going to have to fight to keep their trademark. It's one of the things with trademark law. You have to defend it, otherwise you lose it. That's why if you come to Britain and you see a vacuum cleaner, most people will call it a Hoover, and Hoover can't do anything about it. It's gone into the public lexicon. Same thing with France and Frigidaire instead of refrigerator. It's just one of those things that it happens. And as a result, anyone who hasn't had their trademark go into the lexicon yet has to defend it before it happens, otherwise you lose the ability to defend it. So Red Bull have decided that since this manufacturer of alcoholic drinks has the word red in their name, and Red Bull have somehow managed to trademark in some way the word red in capital letters, and this logo of this brewery is red in capital letters with an extra bit onto the name, it's too similar to their name. So they're going to defend it by taking the brewery to court. I don't think this is going to work. I know that Red Bull have to do it. Their lawyers are right in saying that they have to try and protect their trademarks and their name, but they're not going to win. What's going to happen is they're going to have an agreement that it's sufficiently dissimilar that people aren't going to mistake one for the other. But at the same time, the microbrewery is now going to have to fork out a huge amount of money to defend something that they shouldn't have to defend because it's sufficiently different. So it's one of those points where the law really just seems to be pushing two groups together into a ring, shouting, fight, fight, fight. Well, what can you do? Reform trademark law? That would be great, but you're not going to. Because it's going to be time-consuming, expensive, and most people don't understand it anyway. So that's all I've got time for today. What I really want to say is good luck to the microbrewery who need to defend their name against Red Bull, basically. Otherwise they've got to change it. But they're named after a street in the town where they are. It's ridiculous. But good luck to them anyway, and I hope that you don't have to spend too much money fighting this ludicrous case. But anyway, that's all I've got time for today. So thank you very much for watching. If you did like this, remember to click the like button, share it with your friends so that they can see what's been going on in the world as well. And do subscribe for future videos because there will be more in the future. But until next time, I've been Kirk-Robinson. You're watching the Not Mouse Show, and I'll see you tomorrow.